I am unsubscribing. I literally cannot deal anymore. Watching YouTube blokes is like watching one bloke sitting beside himself talking two sides of the one conversation. What is this guy going on about two blokes? There's never been two blokes.
Hi, my name is Fidel from MechTech Auto Care, and this is my LS powered XR6 Turbo.
Now Luke, we're talking salt levels here bigger than RX-8. You recently filmed a video of an LS powered BF XR6 Turbo. LS powered, mind you.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
We often do the RX-8 stuff, and there's like a photo of the RX-8 sitting on the salt shaker. Forget that. Just think the dump truck backing up with the beeping just to unload. That's how much salt we're going to need for this one.
I heard fullBOOST is launching their IPO, fullBOOST Salt Mines Limited, launching on the Australian Securities Exchange soon.
I know the gut reaction and the impact that I have on the national public.
Would be faster with a Barra in it. Just originality there.
Fidel clearly says in this video that he quite likes both engines.
Look, I've got nothing against the Barras. Barras are grouse. But I've always been a LS type of guy.
Yeah.
But if you put a Barra in a Holden,
It's all good.
people seem to be okay with it. Yeah, it's all right. I guess you're improving the car, aren't you?
Yeah, but that's because you're dumping an Ecotec. Anyway, kind of seems pointless. It's easy to get over 800 wheel with the inline 6 turbo. Easy, 2K easy. Barra engine can do more than LS so much more.
It can't do this. You could put some ghost cams in it. That's the same thing, yeah?
I love LS engines and I love strange engine swaps, but this is kind of stupid. Imagine the power if he threw that 20k at the turbo Barra. And it's slow as F, should have kept a Barra. This was dumb to me. You can have the same, if not more power than a loser motor. Luke, this LS is a loser motor.
Do people, Geordie, not realise that part of the reason why Fidel did that conversion was to get these comments?
Why? That is the stupidest engine swap I've ever seen. Ridiculous is an understatement. Why would you put that rubbish in there when it already had the best motor in it? Look, it had the best motor.
You imitation nothing happening, punk.
There's a lot of people in the comments section with first degree burns. Like, need serious lotion out just to...
Cooling the burn will reduce pain, swelling, and the risk of scarring.
Hey Luke, at least he won't have a sore neck anymore.
Okay, that's actually kind of funny.
This guy just devalued his Falcon. When you cut your old member off and start calling yourself Lauren Hubbard, this is the kind of demented stuff you do. First transgender Olympics, and now this. All of a sudden the year of COVID has ended and mad cow disease is on again.
Sorry, I just got the highly infectious, hyper-moving Delta strain.
I was going to say, that's the deadly death. You better go into lockdown.
Well, we are in lockdown.
Oh,
Lockdown 5.
This is a demonstration in how to add 500 kilograms to a car for no reason and also turn it into a total fuel guzzler. Because I reckon a Barra on E85 just sips the fuel. I don't reckon that would use much fuel, so I don't know what he's thinking.
Nah, they're pretty good on fuel. 800 kilowatt Barras. It's probably like 180 kilometers a tank versus 140.
Your big cube Hemi twin turbo video, still not impressive, Luke. Remember the old horsepower per litre?
Bruh.
Let's all be realistic here. With the most V8 basic configuration design, single cam driven off the crank, push rods, 2 valves per cylinder in a 3-ton or so car. 3 ton. We all know without cubes, they would have nothing, no horsepower or torque. Well, the car wouldn't roll either if it didn't have wheels, so I don't know how this comment's relevant. I find doing the same...
You know,
Luke, hang on.
Shut for 1 second. Shut.
I find doing the same thing with a Honda K-Series, K20 or K24 and E85, pushing 20 to 30 PSI, 1,000 wheel horsepower in a lighter chassis is more impressive any day. Bruh. But each to their own. So firstly, you've done none of these things. You haven't got a 1,000 horsepower K-Series, because if you went in the big block, you'd realize that nothing compares to a big block. Bruh.
So when you're just trying to harness 1,500 foot-pounds of torque, you're just gonna be thinking, God damn it, why didn't I put a K-Series in my Dodge Charger?
Bruh. But horsepower per litre, don't you understand? Bruh. Hey look, quick drag news on the Victorian streetcar scene. Just I saw last weekend, Jet V6. If anyone doesn't know that car, that is it a VT or a VX Commodore? I always forget.
It's the Mang of Mangs, isn't it?
I think it's a 4.2 stroker from memory. Big power Ecotec single turbo, isn't it? 822 at 167 miles an hour. That's keeping Barras honest.
That's annihilating Barras. Here's the Barras of course, sevens. In all honesty, how many genuine street-driven Barras are faster than that? Not many.
Not many.
There's not even many street-driven LSs faster than that. Well, it looks like we've probably got less than 15 years of ICE internal combustion engines left on the planet, you know, because the Euro emission standards and all that are becoming so strict, it's going to be impossible to build a car with a regular engine in it. But thankfully, we have new cars on the market, such as the current Toyota Prius, and yeah.
That thing looks worse than the model Prius, I think, before the last one. That looked like I think I was comparing it to some computer boxes.
You know when you get some cars and you think, just drive it head on into a brick wall, then back it up and then just cover it in bog and just, you know. Like, how do you end up with a design like that? It looks like they've got 5 different cars and mashed just a panel from that car and a panel from this car. Like, none of it matches.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of these cars, I just wouldn't buy them. But actually, I can't talk. Everyone says, apparently my Yaris is the ugliest thing in the world, so I probably should shut up.
Yeah, I know. It's only got 3 cylinders too, so I don't know how you drive it. But anyway.
Only 23 Prius have been sold in Australia this year. Just
23?
Blazing it on the sales charts.
Isn't that one of these cars that's going to save the planet?
An SUV with a V8 engine makes me sick.
It's a hybrid. Every time I see Prius, all I think of is that South Park scene.
Yeah, it's a hybrid.
Hey, at least the Yaris is a manual. Polo GTIs, which is meant to be their little performance runaround nugget, no more manuals. Which indicates, were they not selling any manuals?
No, they wouldn't have been selling them. But I mean, you got to remember the sort of people who drive VWs. Boring. You're just looking for the most vanilla car on the planet, yeah? Fast, but boring. And it does apply to quite a few cars. A Polo GTI isn't exactly fast, but do you know what I mean? Like, no one would be buying a manual in that car. Then you look at something like your crappy Yaris with the shitty 3-cylinder in it, and it's manual only, and the thing's sold out. But, I mean, why would you buy one? If only it had a Corolla badge on it, and it would have been successful. It's a sad day, but there's no more Renaults in the fullBOOST fleet. They're all gone.
Everyone bags them. They were good cars.
Yeah, I'd probably buy another one, to be honest.
Say that again.
And now what have we done? We've replaced 2 Renaults with 2 Toyotas. Very different Toyotas, but still Toyotas. The paint on my Renault shit on that goddamn Toyota any day of the week. And it was 8 years old.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think the European cars, the paint quality, like the finish, like I think Japanese cars, they just put one spray gun goes over it and that's it, done. And then it all just falls off. Oh, that was an article I found about, I think it was 15 or 17 tips to save on fuel economy basically, and there's some earth-shattering report stuff in there where you might save a total of 16 cents per year doing this stuff, but you'll...
One of the mods, Luke, to save fuel was to keep it clean. Keep it clean to save fuel. Let's read on.
The jury's out on this, but I mean, if your car's dirty, do you know how much more fuel you're going to be using? Because it's just not going to be slipstreaming through the air, Jordo, when you're doing 21 k's an hour in a side street.
Dust, mud and spots of bird droppings left on your car can damage the paintwork and wipe thousands of dollars off the car's resale value. There is also some evidence, what evidence is this? To suggest a car is more aerodynamic when it's clean. More. If you have some bird shit on your bonnet, the way that cuts through the air is going to make a big difference to fuel economy.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you a little tip. If you want to save some fuel, pump those tyres past the old, you know when you go to the servo, it's always on 32 PSI. Just crank them up to 40.
Kill me. We're nearly done. Jesus.
Yeah, you see in New South Wales, they've finally rolled out speed cameras and they don't have warning signs anymore. This is like big deal to them. This is just standard Victoria for the last eternity. Can't even remember the last time we had signs saying there's a camera coming up. In fact, when you go to New South Wales from Victoria, you see signs and you used to laugh and go, oh, there's a camera down the road, I'll slow down there.
But you see the revenue's gone through the roof there.
Apparently they're getting a speeding driver every 38 seconds.
38 seconds.
You have the option not to speed. It's called a brake and an accelerator. You're extremely welcome.
I am Bill Buttlicker.
So I'm assuming that there's people getting done every 38 seconds. How are these people like, how is there not just thousands of people killed on the road? Because there's that many people speeding, yeah?
Well, that bloke's sound advice, obviously not once, and I mean not once in his lifetime of being on the roads he has ever gone 1 kilometre over. Because he's a saint.
He'd be one of those blokes, you know, when you hit the overtaken lane and they speed up, that you've been stuck behind for 10 kilometres.
Coal shopper complaint backfires after click and collect car accident. Now I saw a photo of this and this didn't make sense because he was going on about, or he or she, whoever it was, that the roadside, the concrete curb barrier was too high and this whole bumper bar had hit it and smashed off. But in the picture, it didn't look anything bigger than normal, did it? Was I missing something?
But you know when you watch people park, if you're standing in front of the shop and they'll just come in their Goliath SUV, it doesn't even have to be that big of a car, and they don't actually hit the brakes, they just drive in and go boom.
You actually see them in this, the wheels bang on the gutter and you see their body in the seat.
You see their head.
That's when you know you've gone far enough. You've gone far.
Yeah, I better just put that T-shifter, put that back into park, job done.
That's when you know you've gone far enough to park. You slam it into the gutter.
This person, she's come and done that old trick and just caved in the front. Apparently it took out more than one car. And then she got online, I mean, I don't know if you can read it there. She got online, I think, to complain and everyone just unloaded both barrels on her.
One just said, you can't park for shit.
Yeah, basically. Welcome to social media, you.
She called it a nuisance hazard. This is a grey nomad straight up with language like that, surely.
She sounds like a bit of a nuisance hazard on the road.
Look, I'm telling you now, this concrete barrier looks like it's about this high. Like unless these people had their car slammed on airbags, I don't even know how it would hit it. Most of these cars wouldn't be low at all. If you can't see the concrete block, hand your license in.
Well, that's what I thought, but B, why do you need to get that close to the concrete block?
Because you don't stop until you
just
slam into the gutter.
And you know, if you've got a Toyota Camry, right, Jordan, and those shock absorbers are still from 1992. When you hit that concrete block, the reverberations is going to be like a waterbed.
Actually, those shock absorbers are so bad, what would happen? They'd slam into the concrete barrier, the nose of the Camry would dip down about another 4 inches, and then when the car bounces back, it'd probably clip the under tray and then pull it off that way.
The under tray.
Pull it off that way because the amount of sheer just nose travel on the old shocks.
If the tyres weren't so bald, the car would probably be sitting up another 2 inches, yeah? Because normally they're just seriously on canvas in those car parks.
That's it. Good night. Thank you.